Is America still run by the people or just managed by power? Remember, we fight for what's right because it's time to go right.
Welcome to Go Right with Peter Boykin, the Constitutionalist for Liberty, where ideas are challenged and freedom leads the way. Is America run by the people or managed by power behind the scenes? We question narratives, we defend the constitutional dream. Authority rises from the people, not from institutions above. Choose principle over pressure. Choose liberty over fear and control. Go right, think right, live right. Stand for what you know is true. Go right, live right. Let conscience guide you through. You are listening to Go Right with Peter Boykin, the Constitutionalist for Liberty. Visit GoRightNews.com.
Is America still run by the people or just managed by power? Welcome to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I'm Peter Boykin, your Constitutionalist for Liberty. It's time to go right. This is the strange moment we are living in. America still believes in itself, but it no longer trusts the system speaking in its name. And that matters. Because when trust breaks, power does not disappear. It relocates. What I see right now is a country where policy feels less like representation and more like management. Less about serving citizens and more about steering behavior. Power has drifted away from voters and toward institutions, bureaucracies, and tech-driven narratives that decide what is acceptable before the public ever gets a say. This is not a one-party problem. Both sides benefit from it. Both sides excuse it. And both sides warn you about the other while quietly expanding the same machinery of control. We are told the division in this country is inevitable, that it is cultural, that it is generational. I do not buy that. This division is manufactured. People are sorted into tribes, fed curated outrage, and punished socially or economically when they step outside the approved script. Dissent is treated as danger. Nuance is treated as betrayal. This is not how a free society functions. We are supposed to be a constitutional republic. Authority flows upwards from the people, not downward from party leadership, federal agencies, or unelected power centers. The Constitution exists to protect citizens from institutions, not to shield institutions from citizens. So when policies expand control, limit debate, or redefine disagreement as extremism, I push back. Not out of party loyalty, but out of loyalty to the structure that makes self-government possible. At the same time, despair is a trap. It benefits those who profit from apathy. There is still a strong, quiet majority in this country who wants accountability without chaos, stability without submission, and fairness without ideological enforcement. That has always been my focus. Civic responsibility, local engagement, personal judgment over political obedience. Politics should never replace thinking. The government should never replace conscience. The climate right now feels tense, overmanaged, over-narrated, but is not hopeless. A republic does not disappear all at once. It erodes when citizens stop exercising the role they were meant to play. And that is what Go Right actually means. Go Right's not a tribe. It is not a party label or a political lane. It is a mindset. It means choosing responsibility over rage, principle over pressure, and thought over obedience. It means doing right, thinking right, leading right, and voting right based on conscience, not commands. Go Right is about citizens reclaiming their role in a constitutional republic, not pledging loyalty to another institution. This has been Peter Boykin. You can check us out on GoRightNews.com, PeterBoykin.com, and GoRightNC.com.
Welcome to Go Right. Step into the rhythm now. We're living in a moment that feels upside down. Voices getting louder, but the truth gets drowned. People still believing, but the trust feels thin. Like someone changed the rules without letting us in. They say it's just a culture, just the way things go. But division's manufactured more than people know. Tribes and average feeding off the nightly show, while the quiet majority keeps moving slow. Power doesn't vanish when trust falls apart. It just moves location while it hides in the dark. Is America run by the people tonight, or just managed by power outside? Stand up, speak up, hold the line. Liberty's rhythm still keeping time. Go right, think right, feel that sound. Freedom speak, gonna turn this around. Dance to the truth, let conscience lead. We the people are what we need. Policies feel heavy like a hand on the wheel, steering conversation before they feel real. Both sides shouting while the system grows, expanding control while nobody slows. But a republic lies when citizens stand, not when silence takes command. Local voices, neighbors strong, that's the place where we belong. Despair the trap when you stop the crowd. Apathy wins when you dim your light. Is America run by the people tonight, or just managed by power outside? Stand up, speak up, hold the line. Liberty's rhythm still keeping time. Go right, think right, feel that sound. Freedom speak, gonna turn this around. Dance to the truth, let conscience lead. We the people are what we need. This ain't a tribe, this ain't a lane. Not blind loyalty, not chasing fame. It's doing right when pressure calls, standing tall when the narrative falls. Responsibility over rage. Write your story, take the stage. Hats and claps, call and reach blast. Think right, right, right. Keep freedom alive tonight. Is America run by the people tonight, or just just managed by power out of sight. Raise your voice, keep hope inside. A constitutional rhythm, got it right. Go right, think right, hear the sound. Liberty rising from the ground. Get to the truth, let conscience lead. We the people are what we need. Welcome to Go Right with Peter Boykin, the Constitutionalist for Liberty. Go right, news.com. Keep the rhythm, keep it free.
Welcome to Go Right with Peter Boykin, the Constitutionalist for Liberty. This is where we stop pretending everything is normal and start asking the question many Americans are already feeling but cannot always put into words. Is America still run by the people, or are we slowly becoming a country managed by power behind the scenes? Because right now something feels different. People still believe in America, but fewer people trust the systems claiming to represent them. That matters more than any single election, because when trust breaks, power does not disappear. It relocates. And once power relocates away from citizens, it begins affecting every level of our lives. Not just Washington politics, but our towns, our states, and the everyday decisions shaping our communities. Look at the current climate. News is no longer just reporting events. It often frames reality before the facts even settle. Narratives form instantly. People are told what they should think before they have time to think for themselves. That creates a sense that debates are scripted and outcomes feel predetermined. And this is not just happening at the federal level. The same pattern is trickling down into state politics, local boards, school systems, zoning fights, infrastructure decisions, and even community development. At the federal level, Americans see massive policies pushed through administrative agencies, executive actions, and regulatory frameworks that feel distant from direct voter input. Supporters call it efficiency. Critics call it unelected management. Either way, it fuels the perception that power is moving further away from the citizen and closer to institutional machinery. At the state level, political battles increasingly mirror national talking points instead of focusing on state-specific realities. Governors and legislatures react to national narratives, and state debates become extensions of national culture wars that can overshadow practical governance and create division that feels manufactured rather than organic. And at the local level, where government should feel closest to the people, citizens are noticing that even zoning decisions, business approvals, landfill placements, school policies, and infrastructure planning can feel predetermined by regulatory structures or outside pressures. Local residents show up to meetings feeling like they are reacting to decisions rather than shaping them. When communities feel unheard in their own backyard, that is where frustration becomes personal. Technology adds another layer. Algorithms decide which stories trend, which voices rise, and which disappear. Even without intentional bias, the structure rewards outrage and emotional extremes. That means nuance gets punished while tribal thinking gets amplified. People feel sorted into teams, encouraged to fight each other while larger systems expand quietly in the background. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Both political sides participate in this dynamic. Both sides warn about the dangers of the other while expanding the same systems when it benefits them. That creates a cycle where citizens begin to believe the game is managed rather than contested. But this is not hopeless. In fact, the rising popularity of independent media, local activism, and grassroots movements shows that Americans are not disengaging. They are searching for places where their voices matter again. They are stepping outside traditional pipelines to reclaim participation. A constitutional republic only survives when authority flows upward from the people. The Constitution exists to protect citizens from institutional overreach, not to shield institutions from accountability. When dissent is framed as danger and nuance is treated like betrayal, something fundamental is being lost. That is why Go Right is not just a political slogan, it is a mindset. It means choosing responsibility over rage, principle over pressure, and thought over obedience. It means recognizing that self-government requires effort at every level. Local meetings matter. State elections matter. Federal accountability matters. The system works only when citizens remember they are not spectators. They are participants. Because a republic does not disappear overnight. It erodes slowly when people stop exercising the role they were meant to play. This is Go Right with Peter Boykin, the Constitutionalist for Liberty. If you believe authority comes from the people, if you believe conscience still matters more than commands, and if you believe America works best when citizens step forward instead of stepping back, then you are in the right place. Visit GoRightNews.com, GoRight.com, and PeterBoykin.com. The Republic does